armpits like this, right, my bridge isn't going to be as effective. Step one should almost always be grab a hold of something and get to where he's low on your hips. Now, because I have him, and my hips are in the right position, when I lift, I can lift his whole body. Does that make sense? So again, if he's high up in the armpits here, I can bridge all I want. You know, that's pretty stinking high. It doesn't get the same effect. Move to here. Have good control. When I bridge, I yank, and if he wants to put his hands on me, that'd be fine. I'm gonna ram his face into the mat, right? So if he doesn't put his hands out, he should post like a picket. Bink! That works, especially on the street. Probably just gonna put his hands out. If he puts his hands out, now I can grab a hand, one or two. Let's do 2-on-1. Let's grab the foot. We can bridge, arm trap, and roll. Totally legit if you guys did something of that nature. The 5 point, again, let's make sure we get his weight. Now he's on his knees and on his elbows. This enables me to do arm trap and roll. This one, right? It also enables me, if I've yanked him, to reach down low, pull high, and then I bridge high, and I can do barrel roll. It also enables me, if I've bridged properly and gotten his weight high, I can now bridge up, and I can do bench press and go for a leg. Again, if he's up high, I've moved him to here. I grab and I bridge on this high piece. Now, if I want, I can do either a simple way to shrimp, or I can do an advanced move to lift that leg, because his weight is up here. It's not sitting down on this leg. And now I can just go like this, and I can move and shrimp very easily. All of those options are right there because I've changed his position. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay, pretty cool. Let's talk about once I bridged, and he ultimately is in the guard position. So let's go ahead and do that. Somehow, he's gonna be up here on the mountain. Somehow, I managed to get my position. I bridged, grabbed, I got him up, and he's now got me in guard. All right, step one is always posture. Live toes. See how my toes are on the ground, not the tops of my feet? Live toes, pretty important. I've seen a lot of people try to fight with their head down. I think posture is the best way. It enables a lot of different things. The first thing is I want to make some space in his legs. If I'm postured down, he can hold me just however he wants with no real threat to his grip with his legs. Now, granted, I could mess with him. In self-defense, I could reach up and rake the eyes. If I'm a jiu-jitsu guy, I can come up and I can put him in the cradle and I can crank his neck. There's some stuff I can do from there. It's not the worst position, but I like this. Okay? He reaches up to punch me. I push on his body and I can be away. In order for him to hit me, he has to do a sit-up. Okay? If I'm pushing on his body, him doing a sit-up becomes difficult. Okay? So I want to feel all that, kind of see all that coming. Secondly, now I can create some space. I put my knee in his butt, and then I angle out. Now watch right here, watch. See all that space I just made? Let's say Joel is super strong, he's gonna hold on until his legs fall off. He's not letting go. No space, knee in the butt, I've created a wedge, I push out. Now when I sit back, I create some space. It's right there. With that, this is now tightened up. I put this right in the soft spot, and then I drive down hard. And I can easily slice over. Does that make sense? So again, step one is what?
Posture.
Posture. Then I create some space. Let's say he's got me tight. I can't really create a whole lot of space. I'm still creating some space, and I'm making it uncomfortable. I'm pushing his diaphragm, or whatever I got my hands on, pushing his guts up into his freaking chest cavity. Okay? Now, with that hole, I've seen some people that want to dig here. You're going to get triangle choked. Does that make sense? Not a bad plan to use that hole, but the rule is both hands in or both hands out. It's just a good rule. I get here, I make that space. Go ahead, hold on, Joel. Right? Hold on, Joel. My feet are sweaty. All right, I'm making that space. This hand can go in, but then this hand also has to go in. Now watch. I push back. Now I've got boat ramps. I grab him, I pull him up on my legs, I roll him over, I take his back. Does that make sense? If you create that space and you want to do little swim, which means you dive through that hole, put your hands on, now watch. That's the move. I cam the body, then I suck him up again. So again, from posture, knee in the butt, push away, guard break. From posture, knee in the butt, okay? Not one, but two for little swim. Also, depending on if you can feel where his legs are, I feel probably this leg might be the top leg. I can do big swim. Now, this looks like one hand in, one hand out, doesn't it? But I'm controlling the ankle. So if I do this, now he can pull me in and I can get triangle choke. That's awful bad, right? So he locks me up, right? Did you switch feet? No? All right, felt like this leg is a little higher, but anyways. I hook, he tries to do triangle choke. See how I'm not near the dangerous part of his leg, which is here? I'm here. I don't want to just throw this over because he's just going to throw me back into guard. Bends the knee, comes back over. I end up doing the same thing. I hook the foot, he folds his knee, comes back in, sucks him back into guard. Let's do something smarter. Posture, right? Knee, reach back for big swim. Let's press this hand all the way to the ground. Now, Joel, are you terribly uncomfortable or because of your flexibility you're okay?
I'm okay.
Now, he's okay, but guess what? I can now apply this pressure and there's only one place for him to go, okay? And I can move to the top. I can either move back into scarf hold here, I can move into side control here, I can turn and I can move to north and south there. Does that make sense? All right, so this posture thing is important. My opinion, there's only one reason to put your head down near his head, and that's because you want to crank his neck. If your technique is here, can he elbow me in the head from here?
Yes.
If I look up at him, can he punch me in the face from here?
Yes.
So this is a lot safer against a striker. By the way, he starts punching me, I start punching him. Pretty important self-defense, think about that. I don't really want him punching me, so he starts doing that. I start hammering him, he'll probably quit. Right? So you want to get that head and you want to do that neck crank, right? Drive him forward up onto the upper part of his back, grab his head. I never gave him a chance to punch me. I didn't do this, right? I drive forward, here. Grab the head, tuck, curl him up, and I compress the head down into his belly button. That's a fine technique. It's also a good guard break. Just make sure that you're keeping your face and everything safe. All right, so we got posture, make space, right? Whatever it is that we need to do. Let's say that I just can't break his guard and I decide to change on him, okay? From posture, I can stand up, right? Now, I can do different things to try to get better base, like can opener. Can opener leads to anything I want to do with this foot. This is actually a hip lock. The foot only goes so much this way, right? If I want, I can move to here and really crank him. I also have a heel hook this way. That was not supposed to crank like that.
It was an adjustment. Gumby.
Okay? So all of those things become apparent if you move to the right position. Okay? Let's talk lastly about escaping or moving to the top position. Which comes on the bottom. I've broken guard. I moved to this position. I control, right? Now we're in the same position. Could he technically elbow me in the head?
Yes.
Only once. Then I control it and I start driving him. Does that make sense? Sure. Control, I drive, right? So I'm here. I want to get up to there. A lot of you guys want to go hand, rock to your side kind of this way, and try to I call this peeing on the fire hydrant. Like a dog lifts his leg. When I do this, he grabs me and rolls me onto my back. And then he takes the top. Okay? So I'm thinking, how do we really want to stop that? We're here. I control him. Right? I switch my legs quickly. He tries to roll me. He ain't rolling anything. This leg is stopping him. Not this. Definitely not this. It's here. I compress this down so he can't bridge. And I kick over. And I'm controlling this arm for my next technique. See how one thing leads to the other? All right. Change partners. We're going to fight for the mount.